topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the host and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
To Triversity Talk. Thank you for being here with us tonight. You all know me. I'm Wendy Stewart, and you have met our guest host with the most before, Lady Clover Honey. Welcome, Clover.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Wendy. It's so good to be here again.
Oh, always great to have you here. How have you been, Clover?
I've been really great.
Well, I got to tell you, there were pictures of you all over Facebook at this event where, what was it, a pet show or a doggy?
It was a Private Your Pet show, and my pet is a tortoise. He's about an 8-inch, 7-inch tortoise, not that big. And tortoises make excellent pets. They're hard to find, but they're a lot of fun, and they don't bark, they don't shed like a dog, and they're calm, they're cool. He's not afraid of dogs.
I have to tell you, the tortoise looked very chill in the pictures. Now, what's the tortoise's name?
His name is Rocky.
Rocky the tortoise. I love that. That's a good name for a tortoise, Clover, because the shell is rocky.
Yeah, so he looks like a rock, so why not Rocky?
He does look like a rock, but I did notice there was a picture on Facebook. Our friend Jed Ryan brought his ferret to this pet show, for lack of a better word. Yeah, and I saw the two of them in the picture. They didn't look like they were going to be friends.
Oh, I don't know what. Maybe they just look that way. The ferret was kind of, chill too.
Well, I don't know. The ferret was kind of like Jolly Bee is the name of the ferret. Everyone, I think that's a great ferret name. Like, if you're going to name a ferret, why not name it Jolly Bee? But it looked like Jolly Bee was giving shade to the tortoise. Was that happening?
No, I don't think that was happening.
No, it wasn't. Just looked that way in the picture. And everyone else had dogs.
Yes, everybody else had dogs. Dogs are the most social, fun animal to bring out to events.
Right. It was a very hot day. The dogs didn't mind wearing rainbow tutus and things like that.
No, they don't. See, dogs are cool like that. That's what's great about dogs. You have a dog. I've had dogs, and they love getting dressed up because they know they're going to get attention. They love the attention.
Good point. Although I have to say, my Nugget on a hot day would not be putting on a rainbow tutu. I gotta tell you that. But the dogs all did look like they were having a really great time. Now, there was someone in one of the pictures, I think it was Evan Lawrence, who we're always in Evan's shows. Evan Lawrence Presents. Evan came dressed up as a dog.
Yes, he did. Actually, that's happened before, where there's a sort of a fetish. I think I mentioned it before, where certain people like to sort of dress up or put a mask on and act like a dog as a fetish.
It's a fetish. No, I didn't. Honest to God,
I don't know if it's a fetish with Evan or not, but so the very first time they had it was like about 4 years ago. This is the 4th year they're having it for LGBT Pride Month.
Okay.
August is LGBT Pride Month for Jersey, because that's when the anti-discrimination laws were passed in August. So we use that instead of commemorating the civil rights in June.
Well, that makes total sense. So.
Right,
so Evan came dressed up as a dog, whether he's into a dog fetish or not.
I know two people that actually were. One is Michael Jimmins, who's a former Mr. Eagle, a very famous leather man. And he's the first one to did it. Go, Pride with Your Pup was the name of it. So he goes, I like to be a pup. So he came with his leather pup mask on, and we just went with it. So I guess I don't know if that inspired Evan or why he did that, but
I love it. Why don't we just call it Pride? I'm a pup.
Yeah, right.
Right.
There were a lot of Pride pup fetish things that you could see or Google it, or there's events in New York with them, and
Pride fetish. See, I learned something every day on the show. And
Yeah.
while we're talking about the Corgi Distillery, we all have a show coming up there.
Yes.
It is Sunday, August 21st.
First, yes, it's in cooperation with the official New Jersey or Jersey City Pride Month, and it's an official Jersey City Pride event. And the Corgi Distillery is very, very. It's a vodka gin whiskey distillery in the outskirts of Jersey City, behind the Liberty State Park. So it's off the beaten path in Jersey City.
Oh, it's right by Liberty State Park. Okay,
not right by, but it's behind it. It's in that area of Jersey City. It's not a very crowded area, but it's there in that area. It's a lot of fun. The Statue of Liberty has her back to us, and you can see, I don't know if you could see it from there, but it's a lot of fun, and they really help the community. You could go there. It's not just a distillery; it's a lounge, so you could go there and drink freshly distilled spirits that are distilled right there in Jersey City, and have quality spirits and drink them if you like that.
I only like spirits of quality. I will not fraternize with other kinds of spirits.
Yeah,
but when they're quality
spirits, very, very high quality, crafted, brewed fresh.
Right, it's like crafted beers too. I would think they had.
Yeah, they're near with a brewery there in that area. That's becoming actually, it was a place where all distilleries and breweries were. They closed in the 1920s. Now they're starting to open up again.
Oh yeah, my gosh, we're seeing that is a trend all over. Well, we have some wonderful talent that are going to be at the show. Clover will be performing and is the MC. Jack Tracy, who is just everywhere these days, amazing recording artist. Wonderful videos. Also is on OnlyFans. Is going to be.
Oh, is he now? Yes, I heard him say that on the show. Yeah.
You'll have to watch the other show, and he's coming with his amazing dancers. And
so his dancers at Brooklyn Pride, and they're amazing.
We have Jennifer Love is coming, right?
Jennifer Love Williams, yeah.
Jennifer Love Williams, Cecily Williams. My God, everyone's named Williams.
I know they're not related, but I don't think
they're not related. Of course, Moi will be performing too. So if you can get out there, it's a wonderful distillery.
Really great.
You can have incredible spirits, get drunk, and the guests that we have tonight are also performing there. I loved their description. They started life out as two girls, a ukulele and a kazoo, and created one tingling sensation. Let us welcome Refractory Period.
Yay!
Hello. Hello, girls. How are you tonight?
Good.
Yeah. So great, first of all, to have you here. Looking forward to your performance this 2 weeks from Sunday. Really great. I know it's going to be.
Last week, a couple of you performed at Otto Shrunkenhest. You're performing at very unique venues.
Yeah.
First a Tiki Hawaiian bar, and now a distillery in Jersey. That's
I kind of love that.
perfect, right?
Exactly. That, you know what, Clover, that is very introspective that you realize that. Tell us some of the other venues you've been performing at too, because you're getting around all over too.
I'm trying to think. We've played Metropolitan quite a bit.
Yeah, we're usually there for their Gender Experts open mic nights.
I'm trying to think where else we've played.
Metropolitan is in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
in Williamsburg. Of course, I'm a blank now because we have asked a question and I have answers, but they have just popped right out of my head.
No, that always excuse me, that always
Oh,
happens.
Parkside. Yeah, we did Parkside Lounge. We did.
Oh, you did do
That's great, yeah.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of online shows as well.
Yeah, I think what it is that the majority of the stuff was online for so long that we ended up just doing. We've done a bunch of online shows for different different places.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about the online shows, they really are a lot. It was a lot of fun during the pandemic, I have to tell you. And it's certainly the thing that got me started in this whole area that I didn't do before. So it was a game changer for me.
Yeah.
But I used to have to drink almost a whole bottle of wine before I would get up there to not getting up anywhere to press the button when it was my turn to go. I was so afraid because of the streaming thing. Oh my God, I'm going to be muted. Oh my God, what if I'm pixelated? What?
Oh,
You know,
God.
Oh God,
yeah.
yeah.
what if I can't
can't
get on?
connect? I was always afraid of that.
We
Right?
hosted an online show for a while, and
You did?
yeah, it was called Solar Flare. It was just like a variety show.
Back in our cover band days.
Yeah, back when we did covers. But yeah, no, there was a lot of having to have contingency plans for like if someone's tech fails or what to do if there's a broadcast issue, or like there was one time where the sound didn't go, so we had to figure out something like,
and then we had to dub it back in for the replay.
Yeah. Although we had one magician that had like a fantastic his what was it? His
power went out.
Power, like the feed went out. And
The feed totally went
there was
out.
this really bad storm. So we had to just like move on to the next performer and be like, he'll be back eventually. He comes back with this whole like, oh yes, I'm sorry, I just thwarted the assassins. Here's the magic trick. And it was like beautiful. Completely like the best thing ever.
The timing is amazing, and because he's a magician, he's allowed to disappear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make sense to you that can happen?
Yeah. It was, oh God, the online show days. Like
They were fun.
They were really fun, and in a way I kind of missed the camaraderie of the online shows because everyone was like on the same playing field. It was a great equalizer. But there's
exactly. But it was also amazingly. I saw some incredibly creative shows done. You all know Chauncey Dandridge, who is a DJ over at Stonewall. He did a show about clowns, and all the performers. Clover, you probably remember that show. Evan, Lawrence, Ricky Velez, Frankie Allday were all on that show, and each person it would be like Alex and Jezabel. If I said to you, okay, we're doing this show about clowns, however you want to do it, however you want to interpret it, everybody's piece was just so like avant-garde, film noir. It was unbelievable. And in between, Chauncey played like all these way out clown clips that he pulled off of the internet. And I watched this thing and I'm like, this is so incredible. You could run it as a short in a film festival. I think the pandemic, and you'll agree with me, it really pushed a lot of creative people to reinvent themselves in other ways.
100%.
Yeah.
Ways that we normally, like, believe me, my life was just fine before the pandemic. I didn't need any of it.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I was like finally getting paid for acting work. Things were great, and then
right, and then all of a sudden, don't get too comfortable because your world just got blown up. So
now we're coming on a new one with monkeypox. So who knows?
Right, it's like. No, oh, right. You're too young to have gotten the smallpox vaccine. So if any of our listeners out there are of a certain age, chances are you were vaccinated against smallpox, which gives you an 85% immunity against monkeypox. What can I tell you? I heard the other day it's hit its max and now it's going back down. You know what? I don't know what to believe anymore.
That's what they said about COVID too.
It's just like it's just endless. So I want to talk to the two of you. I'm just chomping at the bit. Before you even tell us how you got together with a kazoo and a ukulele, I do love that. I think that is so hilarious. Let's start with one of you at a time. So Alex, where are you from? Tell us what your growing up was, all that good stuff.
Oh God. Well, I guess I'm from a lot of different places. I know it's very Nomi Malone of me, but yeah, my I think like my mom moved around a lot when I was little, and like there's a whole like really frustrating custody thing in there. But I guess Wyoming, New York, Vegas at one point.
Wyoming.
I was too little to enjoy Vegas. Don't worry. It wasn't glamorous. And I think
Vegas was in there also. Wow.
Yeah, I know what I did. Yeah, I thought I went to school in Texas and got stuck in Georgia for a bit. But no, I'm back. I'm back in New York, and I like it here.
Girl, you didn't leave out one red state. God bless you.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm
And
from.
do you think the fact that you hopped around a lot as a kid, do you think that has influenced the kind of music that you make?
Not really. I mean, I don't remember a lot of the moving around. I mean, most of it was in Wyoming until I until I was like 13 when the whole custody change happened and I moved back here.
Yeah.
I don't know that necessarily influenced the music. I mean, I definitely ended up a bit more gothy in high school, which has definitely influenced us because I think our biggest influence right now is Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
By the way, that's who's from my time. I love Depeche Mode.
I love them so much. They're probably my favorite band.
Wow,
I
yeah.
know.
So what state did you grow to high school in?
New York.
New York State or New York City?
New York State in Tuxedo.
Yeah,
The tuxedo was invented there, and nothing else has happened since.
It's a Ren Fair.
Oh yeah, there's a Ren Fair there. Yeah.
Oh yes, Southern New York State. Sort of near New York. So yeah.
Yeah, the Renaissance Fair is up there.
Yeah.
It's kind of fitting. Okay, so I'm linking this together, Alex. It's kind of fitting you would spend a lot of time in a place where there was a Renaissance Fair.
Yeah. I didn't even get to go that much though. That thing, like all my friends worked the Ren Fair and I never got to go. I didn't want to work it because I hated the wilderness.
Yeah.
I am not a wilderness bitch. That's a naughty word. I am not.
I love that you called Tuxedo, New York. You just called it the wilderness. It's so.
Well, no, because the thing is, like Ren Fair, everyone's like camping out and doing stuff, and I don't do that. I don't deal with the wilderness. I don't like the bugs. I don't like the nature. I like looking at the nature, like on a screen or like from a window in my air conditioned, place. I don't like something out with the bugs and the dirt.
That's definitely not your thing. But at the Renaissance Fair, right? The dress is fabulous. Don't you love the way people?
Oh yeah, no, I went through a big like corset thing where I would wear corsets every single day.
Oh wow, corsets are great.
Well, because they make you stand up straight and you kind of feel like a superhero.
Yeah,
I was like running around like Wonder Woman in my corset.
They make you feel like totally powerful, right? So, like, what was high school for you? Did you fit in or not fit in?
Oh, dear God, no. I was the weird kid. What's funny, like I went to theater camp, and a lot of my friends from theater camp lived in the city. So what I would do is the second that school would let out on Friday, I would have like a bag packed in my locker. I would run across the street to the train station, and I would just hop on and go to the city.
Love it.
Because I did not fit in my town. I did not fit in with my home situation. Like my dad and my stepmom are like major Republicans. And I was just not about that. I mean, I knew I was like some flavor of queer. I didn't realize like exactly how gay I was at the time, but I was not about that. And nobody at school really got me. I was just this weird goth kid that nobody really knew how to deal with because I was the theater goth. I don't like it.
Right, but listen, you were creative, queer, theater, goth kid. And guess what? That's a category, okay, that is not in Tuxedo, New York, but you come to New York City and it immediately works because there's tons of other people like you. Which is
and I could go to shows with my friends and I could be with people who like understood me.
Wow.
But yeah, it was really thank God for my best friend's mom who just like let me sleep there every weekend.
This is you slept there every weekend in the city.
A lot of them, yeah. I was there a lot.
Good for you.
I was there a lot. Thank you, Amy.
Amy, thank you Jezabel, where are you from?
I am from Floral Park, Queens, the land of John Williams and Robert Mapplethorpe.
Oh my God. So you're like totally local.
What was that?
You're local. You're
Yes,
totally
very local. Yeah, I grew up in Floral Park. Lived there most of my life, and we're still in Queens.
Hey.
But I spent quite a lot of time.
It's hard to get out of the boroughs, Jezabel. It's hard to escape. I grew up in the Bronx, and my parents uprooted me and moved to Florida, where I guess I felt like you, Alex. You know,
Yeah.
Like I wasn't goth, but I was a Bronx girl, and I hung out on a stoop with my friends, and I loved it. And then my parents moved me to Florida, where kids all had really fancy cars. I didn't. I had a job in a mall and a busted up Toyota that I bought.
Hey.
And as soon as I could, 6 months later, I drove north and kept going.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that hard.
Clover, Clover, I don't even know. I know very as well as we know each other. I know you're from Jersey, right?
Right.
And what was growing? Did you fit, not fit?
Oh, I'm from actually a suburban town called Totowa, which is near Patterson.
Oh, Totowa, New Jersey, of course.
Yes, it's a very, very suburban. There was laws that you had to have big front yards and you weren't allowed to have apartment buildings in Jersey to keep the riffraff out. So everybody had to own their own house and own a nice front yard. So but it's only like a half hour from Manhattan. It's not very far from here. But now I live in Jersey, so I like living in urban areas much better than suburban areas. I didn't fit in school at all. I was always wanted to be a girl. Always act like a girl. So people, would pick on you if you're a feminine boy. They don't understand. So, I was lonely at times. But then once I started getting older, and then and getting on the buses to Manhattan and other places, even in Hudson County, I had to go to Hoboken in Jersey City. And it was like a much more vibrant scene with people walking around the sidewalks. I don't like the suburban areas for me to live in, where you have a nice yard and the streets are quiet, everybody's in their car, and everybody goes to the mall. And, that was a big thing.
Listen, you should see Tuxedo, where Alex is from. I know it quite well because it was a big thing in the Bronx to take a family drive to Tuxedo.
Really?
Yes, because it was so pretty, and I remember fun family trips of picking fall leaves up there. But I also remember, because I was a Bronx girl, thinking, God, this is it's beautiful, but it was so boring.
It's so boring. There's nothing to do. There's like a restaurant or two, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I went back to visit at some point. I think it was when Hairspray Live was doing their auditions, and I was just like, why not? I'll do it. I'm a fat girl who's thing. Why not? And I ended up visiting some old friends there, from high school, and I was just like, oh, we're going to the one local restaurant and getting a beer. I'm glad to catch up with you, but I don't miss this place at all. No.
I went to the Ren Fest. Is a lot of fun. I was really in the 90s into the Wiccan neo-pagan movement, and a lot of my friends were in there doing the Wicca thing and the Wicca tchotchkes.
So you would love the Ren Fest. You would love the clothing, Clover. It's clothing you would totally wear. But one of the things I remember is I don't know how this fits in, but the giant turkey leg. What the hell?
Yes, the giant smoked turkey leg that's bigger than your head.
Yeah, it's twice the size of your head. And you see people, it's so gross. You see people walking around and on it. It's so crazy. So
I like the mead. I love mead.
Yeah, I know.
It's not really as spicy as you think it would be.
No,
it depends. I've always really liked mead, and my favorite book is American Gods. And there's there's a point in there where he describes mead, and it's like this. Oh, is this rancid pickle juice thing? And I'm like, that's not what mead tastes like. I go to a Ren fair in Texas. I go to Scarborough Fair, and we end up just getting the mead from a stand. And I swear to God, that was the mead. That was the mead. That was it.
I don't know what was in it, Alex. What is in mead?
It's a honey. It's fermented honey wine.
Yeah, it's fermented honey. But it's
Wow.
not sickening sweet like honey would be. You would think honey would be.
Does it have an alcohol content in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the same as like a wine.
Oh wow!
I mean, it is a
It
wine.
didn't catch on to the mainstream like wine and other beverages did. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I always learn a little tidbit. I had heard it though. I never knew what was in it, but there you go. So I have to, I guess, the next time get mead with a turkey leg. That's the way
Oh,
to
yeah,
go.
that's the way to go. Yeah.
But in Rome,
Yeah.
Rome,
I was
just
trying to make the
I
most of it.
want to get back to you for a minute. So, what was your like upbringing in Queens?
Oh, what was my upbringing? Very Catholic. You know,
Catholic,
my mother's Irish, my dad's Italian, so you know all the cultural trappings of that.
Right, the I and I.
You're a New York stereotype.
Yeah,
Actually, there's like Jezabel. There's lots of yous out. Yous. Out there.
these folks.
Use guys, use folks.
Use
Yeah.
Come in, use, right? My neighborhood, everyone was use.
Yeah,
A lot of my friends who use them and they, it's
Yeah.
like them and they is hard for some people to remember. So I try and tell people you can use because you. It does. It's like just in conversation. Like it could be a group of people. It can be a single person. It could be a male or female. So you heard it first on here. So did you go to Catholic school, Jezabel?
I did. Yeah. Yeah, I went. I went to Our Lady of Snows for preschool through 8th grade, and then St. Francis Prep for high school.
Wow. You went to like a Catholic prep school.
Yeah.
You know,
Does Catholicism like influence you or not?
Yeah.
All these horror stories about Catholicism, it's like crazy that.
It was definitely disenchanting. I did find a lot of queer folks in high school, including one of the teachers who later came out as trans, which was, really,
in St. Francis Prep. Wow.
Yeah, it did
That's
not end well for her. Spoiler alert, but
right. Spoiler alert. Wow.
But it was nice to at least feel some kind of kinship with other people, that even if I didn't quite understand myself at that point, that there were other people that I felt a vibe with.
And see, Alex, that's the point, like coming from a borough, because people come on these shows and they talk about when they came out or whatever. Honest to God, I grew up in the Bronx, and like you were whatever you were, and you could coolly be that. The suburbs was a totally different place, but I mean, I am blown away a little bit, Jezabel. You went to a Catholic prep school, and people were comfortable in their own skin there. So that there's something to be said. Coming from a borough,
Yeah. I mean,
it's more forgiving to acceptance.
No, definitely. And like the general populace of the high school wasn't exactly as narrow as I think a lot of people think when they hear Catholic prep school. Like, I did have friends of a multitude of backgrounds of faiths. One of my best friends is Muslim. We had a lot of people of color in our school, a lot of friends. It wasn't exactly. Yeah, I mean it's New York,
New York.
It's
New York.
I think a lot of the popular idea of what a Catholic school is, but at the same time, the administration wasn't too much different from what you would imagine them to be.
Wow.
But it's really the people that make it,
Yeah, no, it is, and it sounds like it was at least loose enough to let you be you. Now, the two of you, how did this? I mean, I wrote like in your intros that I did online, making beautiful music together. Because when I first saw the two of you, you like, the ukulele, the kazoo, you were like two peas in a pod. And I've seen your performances and love the way you work off of each other. Love your chemistry. How did the two of you meet?
Bumble. We met on Bumble. Our first date is the more interesting story. So we were trying to figure out like what to do, and we eventually settled on like your standard dinner and movie thing. And we were trying to, like, no good movies were out, which is weird because it was the summer. It was
yeah, that's when the blockbusters come out.
Yeah,
but there just weren't. And we were like, okay, what are we gonna watch? What genres do we both like? Okay, we both like horror. There's this movie
horror.
Summer that Jordan Peele gave a positive review for, and I really respect his opinion.
Jordan Peele is brilliant. And by the way, Clover writes horror scripts.
Yes,
We're all like,
yes.
I love Jordan.
Horror convention in Atlantic City in September.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Yeah. We're back again this year, so
yeah,
a lot of fun to show our hotel. Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's
no,
awesome.
I love
on
horror.
A Bumble date. Wow.
Yeah. And we went to go see Midsommar, which is, if no one is aware of this movie, it is a very graphic movie about a woman being inducted into a cult after a very painful breakup. Not good first date material.
It's very graphic.
It's very graphic. Yeah, the cliff scene with the club. Like, there's a lot. This movie was a lot, and I just remember sitting through this movie going, "Oh God, oh no, this woman is never gonna talk to me again. I messed up. I done goofed. Oh no." And
we stayed out until like 2.
No, we stayed out until like 3 with me trying to get you to kiss me and you not realizing that.
I am bad at social cues.
See, and what did we learn from this? The wrong horror film lays the groundwork for a great relationship. There you go.
Oh my God.
I want to play your video. What's the name of the video we're going to see? Okay. We can play the video now. What's the name of it, by the way?
The song, I believe it's With You. That's the first song.
It's a what? With You. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's coming.
We are Refractory Period Age, 2 girls with the sapphic and pop sensation. We're gonna sing the first song we wrote together. And the single will be released to Spotify in a couple weeks. If you want that, our mailing list is right here on a QR code. Along with our tip information if you want to help us pay rent. So yeah, this one is called With You. When I'm with you,
great period of our time. As you
Love, love, love. I have to tell you, I've been singing that since I saw you perform it at Otto's Shrunken Head. It's
Thank you.
so catchy and so it's a very happy song, right? And it really just it communicates up, and that's it. How it makes you feel alive. Whoever is listening to it, you call it kind of music sapphic synth pop. Define.
Oh, we're just. I think we are sapphic.
Gay.
We're just gay. we are a sapphic synth pop sensation. We just although I do think my favorite review of our like, I don't know if either of you like ever had to submit to like Submit Hub or something where you're just like sending your work out over and over again, just like getting things back. But we sent this one out. It didn't do super well, but my favorite review that we got was your synths sound dated. When like they asked us what our influences were, and we were like, New Order, Eurythmics, Depeche Mode, new wave bands from the 80s.
And they're like, your synths sound dated.
And we're like, thank you. Yes, they do.
Dated. Wow. No, what's interesting about your music, and of course I got to hear 3 pieces at Otto's Shrunken Head, and the thing I loved about it is that sound influences it, but there's nothing dated about it. It's a very modern, it's a totally modern sound. And when you get that kind of reaction from somebody, you just, right, Clover, you just go next.
Yeah, no,
we want to work it into merch.
Yeah, we do want to work that into merch. No, honestly, it was one of those, when you get a bad review that like tells you that you're on the right path?
Yes.
That was that review for us. We were like, oh, so we do sound the way that we wanted to sound. Okay, thank you. Yes, like it was honestly like that. I think is we do need to make dated, like your synths sound dated.
Yeah,
as maybe that's what we'll call the album when we eventually release it.
How about sapphic synth sound dated?
Yeah,
all those S's.
It's very syllabus.
Yes,
sound dated. Really a wonderful sound.
Thank
that
you.
I would imagine what you write and what you perform, you're taking from emotions and observations in life. You have a piece that you did about working.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hush is mainly just about the feeling of being like overworked and underpaid and just unappreciated generally. And it's about like being in this position where everyone just wants things from you, but nobody ever like checks on you.
Right.
And that like that when I wrote it, I honestly thought that it was way too self-indulgent. I didn't think that anyone would like it. I thought that, it was just like the worst song I had ever written. And of course, like we spent so much time on With You and people are like, oh, that Hush song. And I'm like, okay. Like I didn't realize that one would be the one that people gravitated towards as much. But I guess like everyone knows what it's like to be overworked and underpaid in capitalism.
Yeah.
Well, again, how can anyone call someone's music dated when you're producing this music and this sound now, and your lyrics are definitely of the moment, right? What people are thinking and feeling. So it is very much now. And how wonderful that you can take any negative feelings you have or positive ones and put them into music. Jezabel, you how long have you been playing? You play ukulele?
I play ukulele, guitar, bass, synths, and keyboard.
She's a musical prodigy.
No, she's very impressive. Has this been your whole life? Are you one of those? You were one of those kids?
Pretty much. I'm mostly self-taught, but like from the time
Prodigies usually are.
Yeah, thank you. No, like when I was a little kid, my parents listened to like a lot of Billy Joel and the Beatles, and there was this Casio that they kept in their closet, so I kept trying to bang out the songs on that. Didn't work at all, and eventually the keyboard stopped. But But yeah, around the time that I got into high school, I downloaded some free synthesizer software and started doing electronic music. And eventually I bought a guitar because I figured that would be easier to write my own songs on. And
but you had no songwriting experience. You just started writing your own songs.
I mean, I did like a little bit of composition in high school. A lot of it was sample based, but yeah, in college I started learning how to write songs on the guitar and eventually the ukulele. But yeah, I never really put out anything with any kind of lyrics or vocals until Refractory period.
Right.
I'm kind of writing lyrics, but it's hard to write melodies. Like there's also teams like Rogers and Hart, like one would write the lyrics and one the melodies. But is it hard? Because it's hard for me to write melodies, but I could write the lyrics. You could do both.
We're pretty divided up.
Yeah.
Like Jezabel does all of the compositions, like all of the instruments that you hear, that's all her. And she even like reprogrammed the guitar that we use, that she uses, is actually like a Guitar Hero controller that's been rewired to be a synth.
Yeah, it triggers the sounds on the computer.
Yeah.
So wait, you invented something too, Jezabel. You invented this.
Not exactly, but I mean, it's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I just do the lyrics and the vocal melody. And it's sometimes she writes a composition and then I put lyrics over it. That's how With You went.
Yeah, With You was originally a B-side for one of my singles.
I was going to ask what your process was. Like, which came first, the chicken or the egg, the lyrics or the synth music? But you answered.
It depends on the song.
It depends.
Yeah.
It
like,
depends.
Hush, you brought me the vocals first.
Yeah.
And it sounded very Sondheim. And then
I am very wordy with yeah.
No, that's not enough.
Yeah,
It was
no.
great. And then
I love Sondheim and I appreciate that.
You love Sunshine, me too. Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm a musical theater nerd, like through and through. But yeah, no, I brought Lemmings to you.
Yeah.
Coven was
one of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of yours. Like we have a bunch of it. It honestly just kind of depends. Sometimes she brings a composition to me. Sometimes I just bring some lyrics and a melody to her, and we just
I love it. And you create your sound. That's how it works. Now, the name Refractory period, I of course had to Google that.
Yes, I Googled. You have to ask them, where did they get that name from? Do you want to say what it is, Wendy?
The Refractory period is the time in between climaxes, I guess, is the
between or see, I got the meaning wrong, Clover. I thought it was after the climax.
It is after the climax, in between when you can start again.
I sorry for a man, the time after a climax that a man has to wait before he can have sex again. Of course, the the man, the less the time it would be. So there's a time in a man's life after he orgasms that he cannot have sex.
Yeah.
A period of time.
It's the amount of time it takes to rise to the occasion.
Right.
Rise like a phoenix.
But
Clover, were you reading that definition from Webster's Dictionary?
I got it from a lot of places. I think it was Webster's, or maybe was it those sex feature Masters and Johnson?
Masters and Johnson. Oh yeah, that would be a terminology from Masters and Johnson as a sex therapist.
So the time a man cannot have sex, you're like making use of that time where a man won't think of sex or won't want to have sex and can't have sex during that period.
I think it's just between rounds. Between rounds, yeah. But I don't know how safe for work I need to be on here.
No, we say all kinds of stuff on here.
Oh, okay. It's the time in between erections. That's what
there you go.
That's there. Yeah. Okay.
So that would be like using that time for a man won't think about sex or can't have sex. So you want to make use of that time, or you take advantage of that time when you can before your man starts thinking about sex again? Or
how about this? We could come up with like a how-to book, things you can do during your refractory period.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But,
Well, you know what? We're coming to a close. We have minutes left. I don't know where the time
We
went.
totally forgot to talk about the music video.
I could talk to you all day.
Likewise.
Well, absolutely. We're so lucky. We're going to get to do this again in 2 weeks live on a stage, which is
Yes.
what,
Yes.
what-
No,
Please
really
join us.
excited.
We'll be
We're
there,
also-
and other great people will be there. It's
So
a wonderful
heckin' stoked.
spot.
right.
Yeah.
So this is, we have 2 minutes for you to say everything and anything that you want people to know.
Oh, okay. We've got a couple things coming up. We have the show in 2 weeks, but also we are currently filming a music video for our song Lemmings, which is about frustrations with right-wing hypocrisy, I guess we'll just say. And how much better the world would be without a lot of these people. And we're actually currently casting. So if anyone is around the Philadelphia area and would like to apply, the link is in our Instagram bio. Just go to there's a little section that says like be in our music video. We are looking for people of all ages, genders, shapes, whatever. We need some people.
Yeah.
People for you.
And I don't know, we're really excited about that. Yeah, we're going to Philadelphia to film that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And I guess work on our album.
Yeah, we're working on the album.
Yeah, working on an album that's huge. When do you think?
It might end up, it's probably going to be an EP, but
but it's gonna be something.
it's going to be something. It's
We're
going to be
hoping to have it
something.
out by the end of the year.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Hopefully end of October.
So that's something really great to look forward to, and upcoming performances. And I feel like the two of you are just getting started because you are, the ages that you're at and everything. And I'm really excited about what's going to happen for y'all going forward. It's absolutely great. Oh, and one of the things I love to do as my last act on this show, I take a picture of everybody.
Oh, sure.
Jeez. Okay, you look gorgeous, Jezabel. And one more. Great.
There you go.
Thank you for being our guests.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Well, and thank you to everybody who came to listen today. We'll be back next week with another fabulous show, Triversity Talk. Take care. Have a good week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. Bye.